Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're continuing our series on digital marketing. A few of my consulting clients have asked about SEO, that is, search engine optimization. So on today's show, we're going to cover some of what's new in search. It's no secret that the majority of the business goes to the businesses that appear on the first page of Google search results. By some accounts, 50% of the business goes to the first organic search result. And by the time you're on page 2, your market share will be in the single digits. So ranking highly for your specific keyword search results is important if you rely on digital marketing for your business. Search engine optimization is all about appearing on page 1 of Google search results. Search engine optimization is not one thing though. It's a menu of like 50 optimizations that each by themselves can make a small incremental improvement in your ranking. But these optimizations break down into two major categories. Number 1, eliminating the errors that are penalizing your ranking with Google. And then once you've fixed that, number 2, making sure you have the elements that will have you rank well against your competition. Before you spend any time competing for ranking, you need to fix the errors that are pushing you underwater. First of all, Google's algorithms have improved dramatically over the past few years. For example, if the address for your business isn't verified, then Google will deem that you're not serious about being in business, and they'll push you down to the bottom of the search results. If the address for your business is at a UPS store, or a Regis Center, or a residential address, then again, Google will deem that you're not serious about being in business, and they will push you down in the search rankings. If your website has pages that have an unnatural use of certain keywords, they will assess that you're not actually speaking to your customers. They will assess that you're using language for the sole purpose of fooling the search engine. That's called keyword stuffing. Generally speaking, if more than 15% of a page consists of keywords that you're trying to rank for, Google will assess that you're keyword stuffing and they will penalize you accordingly. In the past, one of the measures that featured heavily into a website's ranking was how popular the site is. And one of the measures of that popularity was how often that site appeared elsewhere on the internet. The more links to your site, the more popular it was deemed to be, and therefore you would appear higher in the search rankings. That gave rise to an entire industry of people offering to create links to your website. Link building was one of the great artificial manipulations that web designers used to try and fool Google. And today, Google's a lot smarter. If your real estate business has dozens of links from websites that sell sunglasses and medications and running shoes, Google knows you're not from the same industry and you will get penalized heavily in the search results. In the good old days, search was very literal. For example, if your search included the word color and you spell the word color with the American spelling, that is C-O-L-O-R, that would be a different search word than if you spelled it the British way, C-O-L-O-U-R. Google distinguished between those two as separate words in the past. Today, considers them equivalent. This often created very awkward wording on your website. You would often see the same word spelled different ways on the same page so that Google's search algorithm would see both spellings. Google was also very literal in terms of geography. For example, if your business was based in an area like, say, Phoenix, Arizona, you would need to name all 33 distinct municipalities in Maricopa County that you wanted to include in your search terms. Today, Google's a lot smarter about including surrounding geographic areas. If your web page is trying to rank for too many keywords at once, then Google doesn't know what to do with your page. Well, let's say, for example, your homepage has offers for student housing and senior housing and rental apartments and affordable housing. Google can't decide what to do with you. They don't know where to place you. You're better to have a separate page for student housing, a separate page for senior housing, and so on. The fact is, most real estate investors don't know about digital marketing. You can't be an expert at everything. Many of the low-cost SEO companies that are based offshore will make large promises for a low price. For $500, they'll get you on the first page of Google. And all too often, these companies are not current with the latest Google algorithms, and they advocate tricks to try and fool Google. And these tricks are increasingly caught by Google and will only hurt your search ranking. Understand, if your brand is unique and people search for you directly, they will find you. For example, I've got an unusual spelling in my last name. And if you spell my name correctly and search for me by name in Google, the first 9 pages of the Google search results is all me. If my name was, say, John Smith, I would have a much harder time ranking. If your goal is to rank on page 1 for a very generic search term like, say, Tampa real estate, I would say don't even try. There's no way you're ever going to outspan Keller Williams and RE/MAX, Century 21 and Zillow. You don't have a prayer. It's important to find the right digital marketing agency who can first help you establish the right goals for your website and then execute on those goals. And the key to finding the right partner, like many things, is to get referrals and then conduct a detailed interview. As you think about that, go search your name in Google and see what comes up. Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.